Hey, what's up? This is Ekaraj from Back to Godhead, and you're listening to the Coffee and Hardcore podcast. These guys know a ton about hardcore, especially the Hardcore Encyclopedia. But like me, they don't know jack shit about coffee. Except that Jacob guy. He knows his stuff. All right, guys, you've been warned. Peace.
What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess.
All right, everybody, welcome to Season 5, Episode 2 of the Coffee and Hardcore podcast. We made it, Season 5. We are calling this one, Molly and the Boys Make a Mess of the Reviews.
Oh, snap.
I'm going to be doing this a little differently. I explained to you guys off podcast, but I'm going to explain to the listeners here that normally we got Mick introducing stuff, and Mick kind of keeps it rolling. So that's my job today. Unfortunately, listeners, I'm sorry. But Mick had a procedure done the other day, and he is recovering. So I'm going to run through all this. We're going to try to just go through it. No stops like normal, and make this easy on our buddy Mick. Some limited editing, if you will. And I just want to say that we love Mick. He does so much work for this podcast, and he does all the editing, a lot of the promo, and he will be back with us next month. So we love you, Mick.
We love you.
All the love.
That's right. Lots of love. So let's get into it, shall we? I am joined by Steven, the Hardcore Encyclopedia, all the way in Whitman, Mass, only 24 miles from the great bean town, Boston. Go Bruins, who are winning right now against the Avalanche. Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? I'm also joined by the man behind Oak and Crow Coffee, my friend, my colleague on the podcast, and the podcast's financier, however you say that, I'm not sure. And the bean slinger, Jacob the Great, all the way from the Finger Lakes, repping New York hardcore. What's up?
What's up, people?
And as you all know, I'm the hype man myself, Wiley Wolfman Willis from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
You ask why Wolfman? It's because when I was in high school, I was the first one to grow one of these things, a beard. And so that's why they call it. Yeah, okay, whatever. But more importantly than any of us, we have a super special guest. We have today with us Molly Mess. Molly is the bassist and vocalist of the amazing punk band Some Kind of Nightmare. She and her husband travel all around playing basements, living rooms, clubs, bars, big venues, you name it. No place is too big, no place is too small. They grab whatever drummer they can find over the years and hit the road without stopping. It's amazing. So, holy hell, Molly, how are you?
I'm good. It's really good to be here. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate that. And that intro was pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for being the guest because Mick is not here. And if you could you please give the listeners a short backstory on the band, kicking cancer's ass, and being married to your guitar player and how you make all that work?
So we started the band in 2006, and in 2013, we quit our jobs and we left San Diego and we started touring full time. We've been on the road ever since. Grew up in Ohio, then moved out to California 2009. I met my husband in middle school.
Nice.
So we're high school sweethearts. Yeah, that's how that went down. And then we both loved funk music so much, and we did the damn thing. So
yeah.
And then 2015, while on the road, I ended up getting diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy, underwent chemo, and I've just been trying to bring awareness to the shows we play and talk about health in general. So to sum it up, yeah.
You're really good at that. I mean, you help people online that are going through that and the mental health struggle and weight that puts on someone too.
It's definitely a journey, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And my mom is actually going through it at the moment. So
sorry.
We're managing. It's been hectic and crazy, but we are managing. So yeah.
Is your mom in California?
She's in Ohio.
She's in Ohio. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's where you grew up.
That's where Shy and I grew up. Yeah.
But you, the band claims to be San Diego, right?
Loosely. We don't know anymore. Just
Yeah,
just
because you're everywhere now.
yeah, we left in 2013. We do stay in Ohio a lot. Trey's from Buffalo, so he just claims us as all being from Buffalo now.
Okay.
But we
That
don't
works.
live in Buffalo. Trey lives in Buffalo, but we make it work. So we are everywhere, and nobody accepts that when I say, "Oh, we're a little bit of everywhere." They're like, "No, where are you really from?" It's like, okay, well, settle in. I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, you're like, I don't have an address. I live in a van.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've played, 2 Minute Minor. We played a bunch of shows with y'all, and we even at one time covered one of your songs, and it's just
Did
always.
you? Oh,
What?
wait, we were
Yeah.
there. We were
Yeah,
there that night. Yeah.
you were
My
there.
memory is not what it used to be. I apologize in advance. That's
Yeah.
right. Which song was it?
Oh, the Going Back to San Diego song.
Oh, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, we were excited to play it for you too.
That was such a good night. That really was. So that was at Liars, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we played this show with you guys on the south side of Chicago, and that's the night where you thought we were possibly a racist skinhead band.
Oh God, you're talking about that. Oh no.
I remember she came up to us and was like, "Did you say white is right?" And I was like, absolutely not.
Okay. I have to explain.
Okay.
So that particular show, that one was in Blue Island.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, and we had played with some questionable bands, and we didn't know it until after the show.
Okay.
And one of our friends that was at the show, when you said Prime, he thought you said Pride.
Oh, yeah.
And with the history of us playing, that area prior to that, and with being put on the bill with a questionable band and not knowing it until after we, several days after the show, you got to watch. And I felt absolutely horrible when I found out that, it was great that was not the case, but I felt absolutely horrible approaching you, but I had to make sure we were all okay.
No, it was awesome because it kind of built our friendship of the band, right? Of the bands.
Yeah, you totally forgave me for
Oh, come on.
for questioning that.
But I remember you grabbed our record because we had our first 7-inch at the time. And on the back, I'm wearing a Bad Brains patch on my jacket. And you're like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should have looked at that first.
Yes. Yeah,
I think that story is hilarious.
It is. Thank you so much for not hating me for that conversation. But we just got to keep our scene clean,
Yeah, that'd be silly. I respect you for having that conversation.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie, that was a very intimidating conversation to have.
Oh boy. Was that the same night that we played there a couple of times, but was that the same night that the guy drummer who sang and drummed got completely naked? Or is that different? You don't know. Okay.
I don't recall. Shy, do you recall if a drummer got completely naked that night in Blue Island?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember
Different
that
show.
one. Different show.
That's okay.
I will tell you a funny story about somebody thought that I was racist in, I think it was Detroit. I had pink laces. I had pink laces with pink ribbons on my shoelaces, and in the light they looked red. And the door guy asked me, he said, "Did you earn those laces?" And I thought he was talking about the pink ribbons, and I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then it dawned on me what I had just said.
You say, dude, it's not 1989 anymore.
I had to make an announcement on stage. I had to clarify, like, oh wait, no.
Yeah.
Are lace politics still a thing these days?
No, not much anymore.
I didn't think so.
No, but with that, yes and no.
Apparently, pink ribbons are.
Yeah. I say with the younger generation, I don't think they even have an idea of it, but older folks, they probably still hold on to it, from like the 80s and 90s. So
Right.
Well, I'll tell you a really awesome thing that happened to us in Miami. I saw a guy and he had a shaved head and he had red braces and he had red laces. And at first I got a little nervous because we don't know everyone, when we travel, we don't know everyone at the shows. And you don't know, like, especially in Florida, you don't know.
oh yeah, Florida, be careful.
Yeah.
Florida.
And
Florida.
so the guy came up after we played and he came over to the merch table and I instantly got nervous. And then he looked at me and he said, Mazel tov, I love the show. And he was Jewish. And,
You just liked red.
yeah. And he was like, hell yeah, you're taking it back. You're like, you're owning,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
And
he
then
might
he
not even know.
and then he explained to us what he does, and he is a martial arts instructor for marginalized groups of people,
Nice.
and it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
See,
yeah.
good things come from asking and wondering. There's nothing wrong with wondering and asking questions.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating at times. So I'm going to be the first to admit that.
Can be, that's for sure. Yo, let's jump into this album review. I'm excited for it. Y'all want to do it?
Do it.
Yeah.
Yo, let's start with the Hardcore Encyclopedia.
All right. So I went with South Sydney hardcore punk band, Recast, and they dropped the EP Runaway Train.
Yes, they did.
December 20th of 2023. I love the EP. It's quick, it's fast. The artwork is what first grabbed my attention. It's absolutely insane. Definitely go peek that out. The songs are like for me, if I was going to compare it to somebody, I'd say if you took like Comeback Kid and smashed it with
Smash Mouth.
yeah, Smash Mouth. And the Ghost Inside, that like the early stuff of those two bands mixed would definitely be what this sounds like to me. It's wicked good. It's full of breakdowns. It shakes you, it dances you, it makes you move. I love every last second of it. So I'm gonna play the song Lifeless. I think that's definitely my top on this EP. It's really, really good. I hope you like it just as much as me. So let's drop that right now.
Thank you for picking that song, sir.
Oh yeah, it's super punky. It's like it's the lyricist is punky with the breakdowns. It's everything I love. So a lot of energy. I bet these guys are a lot of fun to see live too.
The thing that
Yeah.
threw me off with this a lot was like the vocals kept getting borderline melodic
Yeah.
at parts, like kind of trying to sing, and it was it felt
Yeah.
weird because like when it first starts, it's super heavy when it comes
Mhm.
in, and I don't know, and then the dissonance and the guitar parts, like I like the way they wrote it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like the vocals at first I was like, oh, I don't know, but again, the more I listened to it, the more I loved it, and it
Yeah.
really grew on me. So it was one of those for me. And whenever I have something I have to listen to a couple of times to really get it, that's when I know I'm gonna love it more. So it's cool stuff.
Love it. Thank you for
Yeah.
picking. Molly, you want to go next? And you have a
Sure.
sort of a special thing that's not out yet.
Yes. So our friend Juan from Size Fives up in Milwaukee let me listen to the EP Fight. And there are 4 songs on Fight. Fight is actually my favorite song on there. And he was diagnosed with prostate cancer last year. And he ended up having surgery, and he is doing great. He's healing. And
Nice.
that's what the song is about. It's about fighting the cancer battle, fighting to survive, and the struggle that brings with your friends, your partner, your family. And it's a really, really good song.
Yeah. So that probably hits home with you too. And you can
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah, we've had so many heart-to-hearts about that battle, and about, checking in with each other and the things to expect. And another thing about Juan is when the pandemic hit, he let us stay in his house when we got stuck up in Milwaukee during the beginning of the pandemic. So Juan has always been family to us.
That's amazing. So let's drop that song, y'all. Y'all ready for it?
Bring it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I may die tonight by your side. I won't give up the fight, not tonight. You'll hear me scream and cry for life or death. I'll
right.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. It's very punk in the best way possible.
Yes, yes, it's so good, and it captures just that size 5 sound. And if you know size 5s, you know exactly what I mean.
So what's
when did you
oh,
say
go-
it's coming out?
Sometime
Is it
this year. Sometime
sometimes
this
awesome.
year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I keep an eye out for that.
what is
Yeah.
your take on the 4 songs? Like as you review it?
So the other songs, Fight is my favorite. There's a song called Dead Man Walking, and it captures the same sentiment as Still Fighting Cancer and everything that comes with it, and focusing on the now. And it's really good melodies, and just captures that good. I think it's 90s style punk. It's really,
Yeah.
really good.
For sure.
And then they ended up closing the EP with the Laverne and Shirley theme
Nice.
because they're from Milwaukee, and they closed their live set with that anyway. So it fits perfectly.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
is it like a full song or is it just like a?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really
Yep.
cool.
It's great.
That's really cool. Mr. Jacob.
Yeah.
I thought you froze for a second, but you were just standing very still with your beautiful beard, by the way. Give us your review, sir.
All right. So I didn't realize it until later on, but Ringworm put out another album, and I'm an old fan of Ringworm. There's just something about the I feel like I'm always throwing in a weird review every time we do this, because it's either too oi or too metallic or too something for what normally goes on here, but I can't help it, man. I love me some Ringworm. Human Furnace, his vocals just kill me. Like I love it, and the guitar work. But anyway, so this time off their newest album, the song is No Solace, No Quarter, No Mercy. Yo, so they do some weird noodly sort of layer kind of single note riffing on the verses. The I don't know, it gets kind of chaotic. The riffs then get super heavy. The drums are just super pounding throughout the whole thing. The I don't even know how to explain it, like super Hesher breakdowns with solos over it, which just kind of puts it over the top. I love it. And then at the end, Human Furnace starts just screaming over and over again. No solace, no quarter, no mercy. And then after a couple rounds, all the music drops out and he's just still screaming it. And it gives me chills. Like it's I don't know. This album is killer. I'm not gonna say it's reinventing their sound. It's their formula, and I
Ain't nothing wrong with
fucking
that.
love it.
Great. It's a great album. I remember when you sent it, I listened to it right away. I really liked it.
So
What
let's
I
song
hear
still
it.
do like it. What's that?
Let's listen to it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's drop it.
Seriously, it's
Ringworm. It's so weird being like the host.
The host.
The hostess.
Wiley
host.
Flav.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be the hype guy, and I'm like, I'm just supposed to go, yeah, you what? In the background, and I'm the one running the show now. Come on. Don't do this to me, Mick. Come back, please.
He'll be
Ringworm
back.
is great.
I'm sure Mick
And-
feels like he's getting a nice break from herding cats.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Meow. He likes cats. All right, it's my turn. I'm going with Blight Future. Succession Spices is the name of the album. 10 tracks, released January 1st, 2024 this year, coming in at about 24-ish minutes. I really love this band. I don't know if y'all know, but they got dual vocals. And do you guys know this band from like 20 years ago called Hyper Viper from Chicago?
Nope.
They were very keyboard driven, two female and male vocalists, did dual vocals. So good. It reminds me of this. I went to their last show here in Chicago, and I absolutely love that band, Hyper Viper. And this band like captures that feel and that sound, and it just, I love it. We got some talking in the background there. I love it.
Sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. I don't even know if the listeners can hear.
The promoter came
Oh,
over to the van.
Promoter came. Yo, so you got a show, by the way, listeners. Molly's there in the van on the way to a show, and it sounds like you're at the show. So we can let you go if you need to go. And
Okay. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry about that.
no, don't be
No,
sorry.
good.
We really appreciate you being on and helping out. Can't be here.
It was nice
it really,
meeting
really
you.
means a lot. It really means a lot that you let us, introduce the Size Fives, and they're family to us. They really are. So thank you. It was great meeting you guys.
All right.
Nice meeting you too.
Have a great
Take
show.
it easy. Have fun
Have
at
a
the
good
show.
night. We love you
All
all
right,
so
bye.
much. Bye.
Bye.
Some kind of nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. And cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs.
All right. So I just want to say, Molly's awesome. I wish we could have had a little bit more time with her. It seems like they got to the venue a little earlier than we thought, but that's okay.
Yep.
We got a little bit of time with her. We got to talk to her a little bit behind the
Wait
scenes.
a minute. A band getting to the venue early? What?
Yeah, what? A punk band getting to the venue early? What about punk time? Come on.
Right?
Anyways, so this band has feel of like Blood Brothers, the Kinnison vibes, vocally. I love it. I just love it. The musicianship is perfect. This band gels and fits together perfectly. It's like sloppy punk that meets old school Flawless meets grind beats at times. And like when I say sloppy, it's only because they do that on purpose, because they're extremely tight and talented musicians that you can tell really know how to work with each other. The rhythm section has my vote for rhythm section of the month. You heard it right here. I'm not even kidding. It's so good. This music has high energy. It's so dirty, chaotic, but yet so clean and lovely at the same time. Everything screams perfection to my ears. I absolutely love this album. I have so much respect and gratitude for this band. It's seriously just so well planned and put together. The transitions flow so perfectly into each other. Two vocals melt together perfectly. A great way to start 2024 as a hardcore fan. My tracks are all the tracks, seriously, and I'm for real. But if I had to pick one, I'm going with Star Stuff. It's a great track. Let's drop it now.
So let me get this straight. You, the latest iteration of your band. Study chord. What that man hit you on? Yeah, for sure. My legs got hold of your leg. Yeah, sir. And don't unfold it. You're the one who was made. A child of God. And they didn't like it. Struggle, strife, and pain. Christ in a love. The cosmic lottery. So let me get this straight. Beauty blue spec. A matter of profane.
I love sloppy punk.
Dude, I mean, it's not. The thing is, it's not really sloppy. It's
No, it's
really
good.
well put together. Yeah,
It's I know exactly what you're talking about. It sounds awesome. I love
Yeah.
the whole album. It was a great start to 2024, to be
Yeah.
honest, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. And I didn't realize there was another thing like that out there. I'm gonna have to check out the band that you mentioned because I had never heard of them before.
Yeah. So I tried looking for Hyper Viper. So they were like pre-internet, really, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. So it's kind of hard, and they were like,
Hard to find it. Before
they were
YouTube, before the internet.
yeah, they were like
Yeah.
pretty big in Chicago, and they came and played Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
A guy who I went to high school with was in the band. He played drums and did like sample stuff. They were really cool. They were like electronic-y, hyper kind of spastic
Right.
music. I really liked it.
It's cool.
So
There's like a bunch of bands like that I remember from back in the day. I'm like, I wish I had like video recorded some of this stuff because I can't find any of it anymore. Like you can't find tapes, you can't find like any of that stuff. It's like all gone. It's kind of crazy.
Yo, I don't know if you guys will, if you guys are gonna shoot this down, but when I listen to this, you're saying it's like sloppy but intentional, and it part of it, some of the work gave me the feels of like old Dillinger Escape Plan,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
like super chaotic but very
Yeah.
controlled. And I couldn't help like the one vocalist reminded me so much of Amy from Nausea at times.
Yeah,
It
I
was
can hear that.
So good.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely hear that. And well, real quick, back to Hyper Viper. I was gonna say, if you end up finding any video or their EP online,
Yeah.
I
I'll
think
share
they
it
just
with
had, please do, because
Yeah.
I had it on CD and it was just like they spray painted Hyper Viper on it and wrote the tracks on it.
Yeah.
And I was actually living in Kalamazoo, Michigan at the time, and my buddy Kurt sent me a message saying, "Hey, we're playing our last," or maybe it was a reunion show. We're playing our reunion show. It was like 2004. You got to come see it. It's the last show we're ever gonna do. And I was like, there.
Damn.
Got a hold of my
cool.
buddy. We drove to Chicago. Yeah.
Yo, that mug's giving me the feels.
Yeah. Okay, Crow, baby.
Sorry, you just keep pushing it in the camera.
Right? He's like
I really like that you said Dillinger Escape Plan mixed with Nausea vocals as like sort of dabbling influences. That was I see that, and I didn't even think about that, but that's right
That's
on.
the benefit of having the old guy in your podcast.
Ding 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 ding. I've seen it. So I went and saw Dillinger. My buddy Brad, who played on a few 2 Minute Minor records from Michigan, loves Dillinger Escape Plan. And when they announced that they were calling it quits, he was like, "Yo, we got to go to the Grand Rapids show." And
I think they're one of those bands that just have like a huge influence on the music nowadays too, because all the success
sure.
they had, in the genre.
Yeah, they're
I'm
such a good
surprised those dudes can still walk with the way they throw their bodies around and get hurt.
Right.
Yeah, they like threw one of their guitars or bass through the whole venue and like landed in the back at the back door, and I was like, "That's insane." And the singer just runs over people. There's that famous video where he like starts running from the stage and like makes it almost all the way through the crowd at like a Virgin record store back when they
Like
had
head
those numbers.
walking?
Yeah, head walking.
Oh, damn.
It was
Head
brutal.
walking.
Head walking. Head walking. All right, well, let's get into the coffee reviews. But before we do that,
Can we just say, Mick, we love you again?
we can. On 3, ready? Mick, we love you. 1, 2, 3. Mick,
Mick,
We love you.
Those never work out how I think they're going to work out. Speaking of Mick, before we do the coffee reviews, a band that Mick and I have been doing for a few years has finally got a release date. Ding, 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 ding. We're working with Matt of Steadfast Records, and the band is called Redline or XREDLINEX, whichever one. This project, it actually would not be possible at all if it wasn't for Zach Bridier, who we didn't even know if this was going to get released. We got it recorded at a few different, or we got it recorded and then we had it mixed and we weren't happy with it. And Zach was like, hey, let me take a crack at it. And Zach just like cleaned it up, did his editing magic, and just made this record sound so good. We weren't sure. We went through a different drummer. We had all these issues with timing that we had to fix. We had a lot of work. This record was like 2 years in the making, 7 tracks. We had to go through and fix a ton of stuff. Our new drummer, Matt, was amazing at how he did it. He basically took tracks and we had to redo them, and he had to put his drums down to him first and then redo the guitars. And it was a huge mess. And Zach really put us in focus and got this record to come out. And if it wasn't for him, there would be no record. But anyway, we finally have a single and a pre-order date for a 7-track, 7-inch record. The release date is March 15th. The pre-orders for shirts and vinyl will be up tomorrow, January 26th, to the listener, not tomorrow to us, because, we're doing this in advance. We'll have a link. We'll have a pre-order. We're going to play the track Gatekeeper. This track goes out to all those who try and take over the scene and hardcore community. Don't let people just be themselves and live by a code that they make for themselves and try to push it on other people. We all know gatekeepers in the community. We should all strive to not be like that. We should all strive to be caring, accepting, and accepting of differences. Anyways, here's a clip from Marco telling you more about the track Gatekeeper and then the song.
Hey, my hardcore brothers and sisters. This is Marco from XREDLINEX. We had the pleasure, thanks to Coffee and Hardcore and Steadfast Records, of putting out a 7-inch called Tongue Tied. The pre-order drops January 26th. There'll be a 7-inch record, hoodies, and t-shirts all available. Hope you enjoy the single. It's called Gatekeeper. Thanks to the guys in the band, Matt from Tuning, Mick from Zayo, Josh from Vanguard, Wiley from 2 Minute Minor, coming together on this project to hit you in your face hardcore style. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks once again to Coffee and Hardcore. So I sent you guys that track.
Yeah, I got to hear most of it. And I think it's amazing work. Something you guys should be very proud of. It came out really awesome, and I can't wait for people to hear it. And I can't wait to get my shirt.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to listen to it, Jacob?
No, sorry, man.
You're fired.
I'm
You're fired?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Let him
I was
go.
too worried that I'd
No
start
soup for you.
I'd start spin kicking, and I pretty much only wear kilts these days.
Better you didn't
That
listen
is
to it.
that is understandable. That's a good excuse. Anyways, let's do this. Coffee, Steven, Encyclopedia, Hardcore, go.
I go first.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't even remember where I saw this coffee. I know it was online somewhere, but I think it was an article. It could have been on Instagram or something, but it was the coffee from Rockland, Maine. The coffee shop is called Rock City Coffee. I learned after I got the coffee that it's employee owned, which I thought was kind of cool.
Nice.
The coffee that I got was their signature coffee. It's called Dark Star. It's obviously dark, which is my favorite. It's super smooth. It's very affordable. I got 12 ounces for like just under $14. Super fast shipping. The shipping wasn't crazy money. So it definitely affordable for these days. As far as beans, I think they took a bunch different and just mixed them together. I'm not going to name all the beans they used because they used a bit of everything, but honestly, it balanced out great. Again, it's super smooth. It's got like a toasty marshmallow taste in there somewhere.
Was it really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
And it's got definitely some like nut, like walnuts. And it's just really smooth, a solid cup of coffee. I don't know. It wasn't crazy over the top, like I'm gonna like run around and run a race or anything like that. So it didn't like get me all jittery or anything. Again, it was a nice solid cup of coffee I could drink any time of the day. Nice and smooth. So I'm gonna say the thing that they had on the package, which I thought was kind of cool. It's their logo thing that says Dark Star crashes, pouring its light into ashes. Which I thought was pretty cool. So definitely check them out. It's a little place. They definitely would love the support. They got a whole bunch of other types that they brew. So yeah, definitely check them out in Rockland, Maine, and that's Rock City Coffee.
Sorry. Did you end up getting a cup there, or you got the bag?
No, I didn't go. It's a little too far for me. I just bought the bag online. I do go to Maine sometimes, so in my travels, I would definitely stop in there someday.
Nice.
But I didn't get to check the place out, which I bet should be pretty cool. But yeah, I got the bag. Everything was packaged well. Nice and fresh. So all positive. So definitely check it out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So should we do like a sandwich of people who don't know what they're talking about, and then Jacob's in the middle?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, Jacob, you're next.
Yo, what I think we should do is we should rent some sort of vehicle, and we should go on a coffee field trip.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
All right, you're paying for it. All right,
we're not going far then.
Let's get an airplane.
Oh, maybe we can get Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden to fly us.
Right, he's a pilot.
Anyway, all right.
I saw Flight of 666.
Hold on, I'll call him.
I'll call him.
So mine this time is anybody that's local that's listening to this will probably wonder why it's taking me so long, but mine is from Gimme Coffee in Ithaca, New York. They're a local place to where I live. I actually used to work for them before I started Oak and Crow. I was their head roaster when I left there.
Oh, damn. Yeah. People are going to wonder why you haven't done it yet.
So this one is called Righteous, which goes back a long way when they were under different ownership. Now, just like the one that Steven reviewed, they're a worker-owned company now. But it used to be owned by a guy called Kevin, who no longer owns the company. And they're
just Kevin
cut it back. Yeah. Super nice dude. He actually let me use all his gear to start Oak and Crow. It was nice.
Is really nice.
Yeah. He was super helpful when I got
started.
So
that's why you're so nice to Mark in helping him, because someone helped you.
Well, no, it's just because Mark's Kevin. A nice guy, and of course I want to be nice to Mark because Mark's a nice dude.
We love you, Mark.
And I'm kind of bummed that he's not doing the stuff anymore, but we'll get him back.
Is he officially done, or is he just doing? I thought he wasn't doing online orders. I thought he was just doing for. No, he's done.
I'm not sure. Hopefully we'll get him back. He'll have a big facility and he'll take over the world.
Amazon.
So
there.
Gimmy's like flagship espresso roast was called Leftist. And then as
Leftist?
Leftist.
Love
and
it.
then years later they decided to put out another roast that was a little brighter in flavor, and they called it Righteous, which is the one that I'm reviewing now. And this is, I believe it's South American and East African beans. No, Central American and East African beans. They're fair trade and organic. Their flavor notes are raspberry jam, sugared lime, chocolate ganache, and apricot.
Ooh.
And I do taste most of their flavor notes, which is nice because a lot of times you'll get a bag of coffee and you'll read, their flavor notes, then you brew it up and you're like,
They made those up.
Yeah, they were high as hell when they made these flavor notes. So it doesn't make any sense. But no, I get it. And it's really smooth, it's balanced, it's sweet. The finish is really nice and clean. And for what it's worth, they roast on 2 huge Probat roasters from the 40s. Well, one's huge. One's a 45 kilo. Wow. One is a 5 kilo. I miss using both of those. They were a lot of fun. Yeah, this is a really nice coffee. I don't remember. I believe it was around $16 for the bag. Yeah, it's a really nice company, really nice coffee, and I recommend it. 5 stars.
5 stars. Wow, good job. I love it. Now you heard from someone who knows what they're talking about, and now there's
bring them back to reality.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing Intelligentsia coffee since 1995. Nice. Located on North Broadway in Chicago, Illinois. Woo! Notes of milk chocolate, honey, and cola. So that made me super excited when I read those, right? This coffee here hails from Ethiopia, and the drying method is raised bed. So, Jacob, what does that mean?
So raised bed, it's going to be like long trays of screens that are elevated, so the air is going through the top and the bottom to dry out the coffee. So instead of does it say what sort of Ethiopia it is? Like where? Is it like a Yirgacheffe or a Guji or?
It does not, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But this bag of coffee runs for about $17 for 11-ounce bag. But they do have some specialty coffee that runs for about $29 a bag. That's a little pricey for me. 17 is 100% doable. But you know what? Let's do my taste test on this. I did drip coffee. It tastes like a nice, smooth, and mellow breakfast coffee, in my personal opinion. I definitely get the honey notes, and I was excited reading the notes, like I said, because of chocolate, cola, and honey. Come on, cola and honey, that sounds amazing together. But I personally didn't get any chocolate or any cola. Speaking of Jacob's earlier comment about not getting tasting notes, I did get a chocolatey aftertaste. Again, no cola. I was looking forward to that. It was pretty bummed. But I understand that they're just tasting notes and they're not exactly what it tastes like, right? That's true, right, Jacob? Like when they put tasting notes, that's kind of like the after taste.
Well, a lot of times when places do the tasting notes, they're doing a cupping, which is completely different than brewing coffee. It's going to be in a sample roaster. It's going to be roasted a lot lighter, and you're going to be doing it in a series of cups where you break the crust. It's very formulaic, and you're just slurping. And it's a lot of times it's to not only get tasting notes, but you're also looking for defects that are in the coffee.
So pretend myself and the listeners don't know what we just heard. What does breaking the crust mean?
Oh, okay. So you put the grounds in a little cup.
Okay.
It looks like a little soup cup that you would get, a small portion of soup in, and then you pour water in it. You let it sit for about 4 minutes, and it forms a crust on top. You take your spoon and you just sort of take the back of it, push it away from you, and you break the crust, and you kind of, at that point, you first start to smell, like you put your nose in it and you smell when you break the crust,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of get an idea of what's in that. This is the first part of the cupping. And then you take 2
Interesting.
spoons, you gently scrape all of the coffee grounds off the top because they all float to the top. And then the rest of the little, just all the artifacts of it off the top. So you're just left with the coffee. And then you let it sit for a couple of minutes because it's still going to be very hot. And depending on how comfortable you are, you start around 8 or 10 minutes and you slurp it like you're tasting wine. You just like off the spoon, you're like,
Interesting. So that's
and
how they do the note tasting.
yeah. And then you do it again after about 12 minutes, and then again like 16, 18 minutes. And then that'll give you the basic like raw naked form of what's in that coffee. And this is also how when you're selecting green coffee for like what you want to sell, you could get say 10 different lots from one farm, and they're all going to taste slightly different, and you do it blind like this. And this way you can tell which one you actually want from the characteristics and the defects and whatnot. But this is how you can also get flavor notes, which I think it's great for defects. I don't think it's great for flavor tasting notes on the bag. I think for the bag, I think the best way to do it is actually brewing it. I think the best way to do it is with
That's
a
how
Chemex.
most people are going to taste it.
Exactly. I think doing it with a Chemex is better to get the actual flavor, but everybody does it differently, and whatever. So, and you're also going to taste it differently. You're going to have different water that I'm going to have, and you're going to have different water than Intelligentsia has.
That is a factor too.
Everything's going to taste slightly different.
Holy cow. Whose idea was it to bring Jacob on the show? Whoever it was, they did a good job.
Who was that guy?
I think that might have been Jacob's idea.
Hey, you didn't have to bring the nerd on here.
No, I love it. I think you were like, hey, I want to start a podcast. And we had you on a few times. And you were like, what if I just started coming on yours? And I was like, let me talk to Mick and get back to you. Mick was like, yes. So now we actually have someone on the podcast who knows about coffee.
We'll see how long this lasts before you get tired of me.
I think it's interesting because there's so much I know that I don't know about coffee, and you just answered it. So that is amazing.
Yeah, especially they have the vocabulary and stuff too. Like I have no clue half the time what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But when he explains it makes sense. That's pretty cool stuff.
I'll send you guys the flavor wheels for tasting notes, and you'll probably just crumple them up and throw it away and be like, fuck this.
That's why we have Jacob on the podcast.
Right.
Well, let me get back to this real quick. I will say that this is a solid cup of coffee, a solid coffee company, and a staple in Chicago, as my wife has lived here in Chicago her whole life, saying that this was a really important sort of, I guess she described it as, and I'm probably going to murder this, but as like a third wave coffee shop. That was like one of the big ones that like hired, like punk kids and actually like helped in the community and stuff like that. So this coffee is extremely smooth. It's inviting. It doesn't give me any acidity aftertaste, which I love because, I have problems with that. This would definitely be an everyday coffee if I didn't already have one. Oak and Crow. Sorry, I had to tickle my throat. So that is my review. And I give it 4.5 cups of coffee just because it doesn't beat Oak and Crow. Boom. Nice. Oak and Crow, Oak and Crow, Oak and Crow.
What were the other ones that were like $29? What kind of stuff was that? I mean, I like gold or something. Or they have like some crazy flavors.
Single origin, like brewed the top of Mount Fiji,
Right.
had an angel come down and it was placed on the angel's halo.
It's a lot of cupping.
Birds, lots of birds were involved.
Lots of birds.
No birds were harmed. Worth $29, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I caught you a delicious bass.
Nick and I got a split 12-inch record release set to us that we were actually really excited for. Sorry. It's the band Take in all caps,
Yes.
and the band The Forerunner. We featured a Take track on the last episode with Spike of Crash Dog, which honestly, that episode blew up. Tons of listens, tons of replies, tons
Awesome.
of people saying, "Oh my gosh, I remember Crash Dog. I love this band, and it's so good. I haven't heard from them or about them in so long." This was a really good episode, and I'm so glad that Spike came on and did that episode. But anyways, we played Take on that episode with Spike, and they did the Creed cover, the What If, and I think it was a fantastic cover. It was like one of my favorite covers I've heard in a very long time. The singer realized his mistake in the blurb. He just did this blurb for us. You're gonna hear it in a second. But he said hardcore and coffee, and he later texted me and said, "Oh my gosh, I think I said hardcore and coffee and not coffee and hardcore. Should I redo it and resend it to you?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm cool with it. It doesn't matter." I thought you guys were a different band anyway, so it's kind of it kind of evens out, right? Evens out, and we're both like, deal. It evens out. So
Wait, you thought they were the Take?
I thought they were the Take from New York City,
Right.
which was really weird because they sent me this track and it was a Creed cover, and I was like, "This is strange that the Take would do a Creed cover, but it's really good." I'm like, they're an Oi hardcore band doing a Creed cover. I was like, maybe they're trying to be funny, but they did a really good job at it.
Right.
But no, completely different band. And they're just as amazing as the Take from New York City. So check out the Take from New York City also if you like Oi hardcore, because they're amazing. They're a super group.
What is up, Hardcore and Coffee? It is me, John, from the band Take out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Not to be confused with the even better The Take out of New York City. But anyways, you might know us from our Creed cover that we released called What If. But I have some bigger news. We are releasing a split vinyl record on Resuscitation Records with another band from Vegas called The Forerunner, who is 1,000 times heavier than we are. So please go check them out. Find us on Instagram at TakeBandLV, find them at The Forerunner Vegas, or just search Resuscitation Records to pre-order. We thank you so much. We thank you, Hardcore and Coffee, and we love you.
Okay, so this is kind of sort of, we said we're going to keep rolling. There's going to be no major editing. So this is our outro, y'all. Jacob, you have some crazy guests lined up that you actually are like, hey, I'm getting this person. I'm getting this person. I'm getting this person. Oh, all three of them said yes. And I was like, what? That's crazy. How did you get these guests? I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it, but
You just got to ask people. It's how I ended up doing some of the band coffee collaborations. You just have to throw things at the wall and see what sticks. Like, the thing is, like, as you get older and the bands you looked up to when you were younger, you begin to realize we're all just people. And, it's like, it's one of the reasons we've talked about this on earlier podcasts. The great thing about punk and hardcore is you go to a show and we're all the same there. It's just that some people are on the stage with instruments. And so you just got to ask. And, if people are into it, they're into it.
yeah, that is true. Most of like the bigger hardcore and punk people are super down to earth because it's sort of expected in the genre. Well, it's, it's what it is. Like,
Right.
we all kind of started the same way. And people who know that genre, if you're listening to the podcast, you do, of course, know that it's very DIY and people welcoming. So,
And plus, some of those old guys in hardcore bands, if they didn't have coffee, they'd probably be dead already.
That's true.
you ain't wrong. Yo, any last thoughts, fellas? I want to hear your thoughts on anything. I want to hear your thoughts on sports. I want to hear your thoughts on the world. I want to hear your thoughts on the weather. Like, give me your thoughts.
Yo, I just found out recently that 80s comedian Byron Allen, he was on that show Real People way back in the day, bought the Weather Channel in cash for $3 million. Like, this wasn't recently. Like, this wasn't recently,
$3 million?
But I recently found out about it. Like, what kind of weird flex is buying the Weather Channel?
Yeah,
cool.
and 3 million seems not like a lot to buy a channel, or is it? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but why the Weather Channel? Whatever.
I know. I did ask about the weather, so that applies.
Oh, and yeah, winter's finally kicked in. I don't know how it is in Massachusetts or Chicago, but we got
cold.
some here. It's been mellow, but it finally got kind of cold. Like, now I have to wear my really tall kilt socks under my kilt now, but
Yeah,
it's cold.
I can't imagine.
I started wearing pants again, so it's definitely a little chilly.
No shorts and flip flops for you.
Oh yeah, shorts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, 49ers. I'm gonna say it. Don't even 49ers. Bruins are playing well.
So listeners, he's got his Bruins hoodie on and his 49ers hat, which that's sacrilegious to me, but
nope.
My wife, I thought, was going out in a Red Wings hoodie and a Bruins hat, and I stopped her and she's like, I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna do that.
Do it.
Like, I got a Lions hoodie and a Lions hat on. I don't think
it's
can't make sport.
I'm in the house, so that's different. But
that's true.
My son's become like super matchy.
But I can see.
Yeah, big time.
Your son's become matchy in which way? Like
sports stuff. He's gotta, if he gets the jersey, he's gotta have the hat to go with it. Vice versa. Yeah, I passed it down.
So let me ask you this. So you see the fans in the stadium, even okay. So like at a Lions game, they'll be wearing Lions hoodies and then say like I'm taking Wolverine's hat. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, because it's like same area, right?
Michigan, right? Yeah. So you can wear a Detroit Red Wings hoodie. I did this the other day, or Detroit Red Wings hoodie, and then a Lions hat, right? You do that. Yeah. Okay.
Like a 49ers hat and a Bruins hoodie?
No, that doesn't make sense. That's the first thing I said when you were the first one on the podcast. I said, are you wearing a Bruins hoodie and a 49ers hat? Shame on you. Are you able to see the Bruins score right now?
3-2.
Still. Oh, yeah. It was 3-1.
Yeah.
Is it the second or third?
Going into the third.
Okay. How much time's left?
It hasn't started yet.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was only a matter of time.
That's the thing. Like, it's hard because hockey moves like so fast. We've talked about that so many times.
Right. Right.
In the sport itself, and there's just so many games.
Mm-hmm.
Like football, there's not as many games, and they're spaced out a week apart, right? Like,
right.
So we could talk about the Lions and the 49ers, but people will already know what happened to the Lions and the 49ers when this drops. So I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, they could be playing a little bit after we talk.
You think so?
I think so, man. It looks lined up.
Oh, God.
So you guys are so entrenched in sports. How come American sports teams, football, soccer, whatever, don't have the same chants or hooligans that they do in Europe? Why is it so boring here?
I don't know if it's boring. Like, there's video of, which I cannot stand Dallas. Like, I'm not a Packers fan at all, but I think I hate Dallas Cowboys the worst out of any team. And so when the Packers destroyed the Dallas Cowboys at home, my son and I were seriously dancing. I put him on my shoulders and he was like giggling and laughing. I was like, this is amazing. Fuck the Cowboys. Like, it was so great. But speaking on that, there was these grown ass men in front of their children screaming and swearing at the other players.
That's too much.
Didn't you just say you had your kid on your shoulders saying "fuck the Cowboys"?
No, I didn't really say that in front of them. Like, we're just going, yeah, losing our minds over it because Dallas Cowboy fans are so annoying.
Dude,
Sorry.
In Europe and other parts of the country, soccer is like
life,
unbelievably out of control. Like, I mean, like you think like people in the United States are crazy about football and stuff. These soccer fans like take it to the extreme next level, you know.
It's crazy.
And
I'm surprised it's not here.
Dude, it's a ton of money behind it. Like, I mean, like,
there's riots here and stuff when teams don't win or when they do win.
Doesn't Philly, like, don't they grease their poles so people
don't
climb them and do stuff?
They do that, yes.
I mean, Philadelphia fans are another. Well, we won't get into that.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. Speaking of Philadelphia, that was so sad. That exit, like, that broke my heart. And if it really is Jason Kelsey's or Kels, whatever his, last name is, it's just such a bummer. Yes, I listened to New Heights podcast, and yes, he said, don't fucking feel sorry for me. But he also said he's not 100% retiring. But then he like broke down, cry. He's retiring. He's retiring. Yeah, he just wants to do it in the right way.
Right.
So, dude, I love that man. He's so hilarious. What a bummer, man. I love Eagles are like the only other team that I really care about in football besides the Lions.
I can't
say. Sorry. Dude, so I really hope if the Lions can beat Tampa Bay, which they have before, but also Tampa Bay's picked up their game. I think it's going to be another close game. But if they do, I'm sorry, but I really hope the Packers beat San Francisco because there is zero way in hell that the Detroit Lions can beat the 49ers. It's just not going to happen.
If that happens, then the Detroit would have another home game, which would be really good for them.
Man. Like, I think that's the only way that Detroit could win.
Right.
Is if they play the Packers at home. And I still don't know if they'd win, but they're not going to win if it's San Francisco. Jacob's just like, God, please stop.
He's like, please talk about hockey.
Yeah, we love hockey, but again, hockey moves so fast that it's like you talk about it, and then a week later is like 3 months later in hockey.
Right.
Like if we talked last week, the Red Wings were losing all their games and playing like shit, and you talk this week, they're back in the playoff spot. Next week, who knows?
Yep. The season full of streaks.
Yeah. But Lion definitely came in after the Husso injury and pulling his weight. Holy cow. Giving him an award. Give him a Dundee. Speaking of Dundies.
I saw that.
Ankle
Tell 'em.
Biter. Jacob is the sponsor of that Dundee. Jacob was kind enough to sponsor it and pay for it and have it shipped to them. And Ankle Biter 2023 Coffee Hardcore Elm of the Year. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Oak and Crow. Thank you, Ankle Biter. Awesome.
Are they going to post some pictures of them dancing around with the?
So they did post a photo. We posted it, and they said they're going to send it to each member and take a picture.
How did I not see this?
I'll send it to you.
Yes,
We posted it the other day. But anyways, so good to see your guys' face. I'm Wiley Willis. This is the Encyclopedia of Hardcore. This is Oak and Crow, Jacob, and we're gonna drop that Skull Crack track.
Nice.
And we'll see you next time.
We out.
Crack-a-lackin'.
What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess.
Young boy and young girl, what have you done? Your room, it is a mess. There are clothes everywhere, on the floor, on the dresser. There's a roller skate in the corner. What do you want me to do? Hurt myself? We can't have that. We can't have that. What I want you to do is clean this up right now. I want you to pick it up, 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 pick it up.
Come on, people, let's clean it up.
right now.
But we can't clean unless we pick it up.
Pick it up,
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Now that is what I like
Cool.
to see. A room
Cool.
I guess we could stop.
Kill it, Mick. Kill it.
Mick,
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 we
can you
love
hear it?
you.
Mick,
Mick's asleep at the wheel.
Mick, wake up! We need you. We're so silly.
Mick, this is just going to be more editing for you. Come on.
No,
Okay,
he's just
well-
gonna go.
Yeah.
It's all
He's gonna
right,
cut
dude.
the whole end off of it, just like
he might leave this.
just like the Chromex episode, JJ's crazy rants.
The hidden
Yo,
track.
did you see? Apparently, there's a video recently where JJ just broke down crying, talking about some shit online.
Nah,
I
about
haven't
what?
watched the video, but I don't know. I just saw like
Does that happen
some
every week?
captioning from it. But
I don't follow either one of those.
Mick, cut this.
Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. He's gonna put this in the hidden part. I know it.
Right?
Go Lions. Go
Do you
Bruins.
guys remember CDs with hidden tracks? You just
I
let it
do.
play?
Yes. Yes.
I do. We're doing one for 2 Minute Miners last record.
Nice.
Doing a hidden track.
You should
You
do a
better believe
do a 5-inch CD and then have like a hidden track,
It'll get stuck in your CD player,
right?
like the ones that damn. It'll be in someone's 1998 Ford F-150 forever. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, later.
Bye.
Bye now.
My curiosity is killing me just like a cat would be killed by the curiosity. Yeah.